guys than those 5. It's a good note how clean his jersey was, right? At the end of that one, you mentioned it yesterday. So, Shannon, is the Patriots O-line underrated?
They've been underrated all year because they don't have a Zach Martin. They don't have a Tyron Smith. They don't have a guy that's probably going to the Hall of Fame. They don't have a guy going to a Pro Bowl that's first-team All-Pro. But they were 3rd in sacks allowed. They were 5th in rushing. But all you hear about is Tom. And so that just goes to show you that he has support. He has help. Contrary to what Skip Bayless wants you to believe, that this is all Tom Brady. Oh, Tom Brady's doing this. And I already know they're going to do. I mean, he throws the ball so quick. But
wait, have I spoken?
Not yet.
I don't think I've said a word.
I know you. I know you.
You can't do that around here.
Sonny Michel, how'd that run game looking, Skip? Against San Diego.
How about Rex Burkhead?
Oh, whoa.
You like Rex Burkhead?
I thought you were
journeyman.
I thought you hadn't spoke yet.
Oh,
I thought you hadn't spoke yet. I thought you weren't speaking.
Okay.
All right, continue.
But who was on the field in crunch time Sunday at Kansas City? Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, he was. But was Tom Brady blocking for him? We're talking about the offensive line. So I don't want you to bring Tom Brady. Thank you, Skip. I appreciate that. That was so nice of you to let me go. Thank you.
Talk about the O-line.
Sonny Michel, 100-plus yards against Chargers. Sonny Michel, another 100-plus, 3 touchdowns. Do you know Sonny Michel is the only rookie running back to ever rush for 5 touchdowns in the playoff in the Super Bowl era?
Yep.
He's the second running back to rush for 5 touchdowns in the playoff season since another Georgia Bulldog, my former teammate, Terrell Davis, in 1997. But that's all Tom. That's Tom Brady doing. Tom Brady's also a great fullback. So let me note that Tom Brady fullback. Anyway, yes. We can talk about Tom Brady only throwing the ball 6 times, 10 yards or more down the field in the first 3 quarters. But in the fourth quarter and overtime, it shot up almost triple, 17 times. So obviously, Skip Bayless, guess what? He's taking more time to throw the ball down the field, and the results are the same. Nobody's touching him.
Interesting.
Tom Brady line pretty good.
Yeah.
Tom Brady pretty good. So Dante Scarnecchia, when they lost the championship game to Denver in Denver, Dante Scarnecchia had retired the year before.
The offensive line coach for the Patriots. Yep.
Coach Belichick was somehow able to lure him out of retirement.
He did.
With the bag. Went over to his house, Jenny, paper bag, looked inside like, what's this, Bill? Coach Belichick walked out the house. Next thing I know, Dante Scarnecchia is coming back. He's unbelievable. He's as good as it get at what he does. That offensive line, you don't really know. I mean, Trent Brown, Joe Tunney, David Andrews, Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon. Yeah, they're named. But I don't think any of those guys would probably be rated top 3, top 2, top 3 at their position. But those 5 guys together, behind the Indianapolis Colts, it's hard for me to believe that there's a better offensive line, especially what they've been able to do to rush 100-plus yards and to keep Brady clean.
Interesting.
That's special.
So how are they doing this with a Trent Brown, who was a former 7th-round draft pick that they acquired this past offseason from San Francisco? Remember, gave a 3rd-rounder, but they got back a 5th round. Yeah, it's a complicated deal.
All that in the Garoppolo, that was part of the Garoppolo.
But remember, they lost Nate Solder, big-ticket item to the Giants, right? That was their left tackle. Then they drafted a left tackle with the 23rd overall pick, Isaiah Wynn. And what happened to him? Second preseason game, Achilles rupture. Gone for the year. So now you're down 2 left tackles, and you throw in Trent Brown at left tackle, former 7th-round draft pick. And you mentioned Joe Tooney. He's a 3rd-rounder. David Andrews, undrafted free agent out of Georgia. And Shaq Mason was a 4th-rounder, and Marcus Cannon was a 5th-rounder. So these are not big-ticket items, any of these 5 guys right here. But the Pro Bowler, the star, the All-Pro, is the offensive line coach. He is simply... You could make a case he's the greatest offensive line coach ever because he's had nothing but high-level success with low-level type players, right?
Alex Gibb was the same way.
He was. And again, you know what? He deserves to be in this conversation because he even made Mark Schlereth, right? You know, our guy.
Got to the Pro Bowl.
Documentary, they were called the Pony Express, and it became the Pony XS.
Yes.
But it was Eric Dickerson, Craig James.
Literally Pony Express.
Yes, it was, But anyway, he was on that staff. That's where I first met him. And then he went with Ron Meyer to New England, and he's still there after all these years. And he seems to get better with age because he's 70 years of age, and this might be his greatest job ever, right? Because how can you get better than that? You go into without a left tackle into the year?
90 pass attempts. He's been hit 3 times, Skip.
Okay. And yet you're about to go up against, think about what your challenge is now. With that offensive line up against, this is the front 4 for the Los Angeles Rams. You got Sue, who was the 2nd overall pick. Then you got Dante Fowler on the outside rushing the pass. He's the 3rd overall pick. And then you got Aaron Donald, the 13th overall pick. And then you got Michael Brockers, the 14th overall pick. So you have 4 players drafted in the top 14 in the draft going up against that mishmash here of just guys. These are just a bunch of guys over here. But you got Dante Scarnecchia, who has did drive them for a touchdown that cut the lead to 20-18. So then they had to go for 2, right?
Yep.
And if we could see this play, you tell me what happens on this play. There's no Dante Scarnecchia, and he drops back to pass, and he's got a bolt. How many times in these plays have you seen Tom have to roll right? That ball got tipped up and intercepted. It was a 2-point try. We could maybe see it one more time. Watch. He's got to go. He feels like he's got to go to the right away, right?
Yep.
Because they're blitzing and people are coming unblocked, right? That was the moment where Bill Belichick said, we just can't do this, right?
They didn't have success all day because a lot of that.
He got sacked 4 times in that
Malik
game.
Jackson and Wolf, because you had Ware and Von Miller on the edges, and Wolf and Malik Jackson was pushing the collapse.
By the way,
pocket.
Tom had 2 interceptions that day and had a QBR, a grand total of 37, scale 0 to 100. So he had, by his standards, a pretty pitiful day.
Yes.
That's why Dante Scarnecchia came back out of retirement.
Yep.
And then what happened in last year's Super Bowl with a couple of minutes left? What happened? They're driving, I think it's 38-33 at this point. And guess who the right tackle is? He's now a Dallas Cowboy named Cameron Fleming. And Brandon Graham just powers right through him, and Tom's holding the ball just a second longer, although he really didn't have much time on that one. Brandon Graham that's just a big-time play, and he got his hand on the ball, and that's the only sack of the Super Bowl. Cameron Fleming was the right tackle, now a Dallas Cowboy backup, right?
Yep.
So they have now replaced him with Marcus Cannon, and all of a sudden everything is clicking. But now to the point you made for me, thank you very much. I don't know if any quarterback in history has gotten rid of the ball as quickly as Tom Brady does now, because he is, if you could say somebody has mastered the position, I think it's unmasterable. But Tom Brady's playing it at as high a level as
only
you can play
guy
it.
probably Marino, because
Maybe on release.
Yeah, because sometimes, Skip, his offensive line would go the whole season and give up single-digit sacks.
That's true.
Because it was so hard, because Dan was letting it go.
But you know what? I'm going to repeat it again. Joey Bosa got so frustrated in the 4th quarter of the Chargers at Patriots playoff game, he finally turned to Tom and he said, quit throwing it so fast, because it's just not fair. After a while, he wears you out mentally because he's reading it so quickly. And again, we talk about Patrick Mahomes' no looks. Tom's really good at the no look. Like he doesn't lock in on a receiver.
Right.
He's looking over here, and all of a sudden he's coming right back.
Yeah.
And it happens so fast, it's just quick eye movement. I'm here, and then I come right back here, and Edelman is running an option route, but I can see that he's going to go left, and I'm going to come right back to him, boom, and the ball's gone. Tom's release is quick, and his brain is quick.
Skip, I think in most offensive line coaches, and most coaches will attest to this, Skip, it's easier to coach a guy that's been drafted in the later rounds because he really didn't have bad habits. See, when you get a guy in that first round, he think he knows everything. Oh, man, I'm a first-round pick. I'm a second-round pick, bro. What you going to teach me? But when you get an undrafted free agent, you get a 5th rounder or a 4th rounder, Skip, you're able to mold them and say, son, okay, this is the way we're going to do it here. First rounder, know he's safe. 5th round pick, undrafted guy. That's why Alex Gibbs, Tommy Nalen was, I think, a 6th or 7th round pick. Mark Slareth, I think, was maybe undrafted, a 12th round or something like that back in those days. Harry Swain was a defensive lineman that they moved to the offensive side of the football.
What has Mark Schlereth always told me about playing offensive line? It doesn't matter about weight room strength. It matters about leverage, angles, knowledge. It doesn't matter how ripped or cut you are, how strong you are, bench pressing. If I know how to get you off your feet, I will beat you every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. And that's what they know that others don't. That's what they're doing. Because I'll bet this collection, if you took their shirts off and paraded them, you'd be like, I don't know.
And the thing is, Skip, look, they know where Tom's going to be. So I can't get beat here because this is where Tom's going to be.
Yeah.
You can beat me another place. You can run all the way around the horn, but you can't beat me here because this is where I'm vulnerable.
Well, all I know is that the Chiefs led the league in sacks, and that was the first game all year they had 0.
So I just want to know. I think Jenny want to know. And you want to know too, Healy? Yeah. So does Tom have any help?
He's got a pretty good offensive line.
Is that help?
It's worked pretty well.
Don't do that.
But this is the biggest challenge because against that front four, against Wade Phillips.
It's okay to say yes, Tom has help. It's okay. I admitted yesterday that Tom is GOAT man. GOAT man.
Okay. Does he have a lot of help at receiver? What did I tell you yesterday? We had the great Deion Sanders in here. I said he could be in a sack race with the sack around his legs and he could cover Edelman.
Let me ask you a question.
Seriously.
How many one-hand playoff catch have you seen Odell Beckham make? Because I just saw Chris Hogan make one the other night. How many of those?
How many have you seen in Chris Hogan's career like that? I don't know.
That's my point.
You don't have enough time to get
And wait, I got one last point.
Okay.
My point is Bill Belichick's defense gave up 24 fourth quarter points in 3 minutes.
Pissed the shit out of the first half.
I don't know about
Piece of
that.
shutout.
Yeah,
Different
that's
halves.
not a lot of help.
Different day. All right, the Lakers. Well, they lost again last night.
What?
Well, the return of LeBron and Rondo fixed their problem.